Hello, people! Thanks for joining me. I'm Scott, and this is a 1964 Fender Stratocaster, pre-CBS from Fullerton, California, serial number 28866. And it's here because the neck is on crooked. Let's see what we can do. "1964. Well, that's before I was born. I don't know. Let me know if any of my viewers out there are older than this guitar. We've even got the original case here. I'll put a still photo up on the screen. But I've also got the original bill of sale. Stratocaster guitar, $210. Deluxe Fender amplifier, $100. And that includes the case. So what a deal for $310. LaSalle, Colorado. I've got one of these John Mayer Strats in the shop right now too. We may as well look at some of the differences between the actual 1964 Strat and the John Mayer Strat. The real deal has a thin veneered fretboard. This rosewood is very thin, 1/8 of an inch maybe. Look at that. Let's look at the John Mayer. Full thickness fretboard on the JM. I've also got these kind of white dots where the 64 has them kind of almond colored clay dots. The John Mayer has kind of a two-tone sunburst with a polyester finish and a 5-way switch, just like any modern Strat. And the 64 has a lacquer finish with a 3-tone sunburst and a 3-way switch. This is more like the one that Jimi Hendrix played. He used to kind of find a way to get it to stay in that position when he wanted to find that other sound. Trim arms look similar. Saddles and bridges are pretty accurate on these guys. Both of them came in with crooked necks. Let's look at the backside. Before we go to the backside, look at the headstock. They put the decal over the lacquer on both the 64 and the John Mayer Modern. And both of them have one string tree, but they're in a different place. The John Mayer is right about here, whereas the 64 has it down here next to the A string, which gives you a little better break angle over the nut for these top two strings. There's them dirty clay dots. Okay, we flip it around here, we can see that lacquer's chipped off. No skunk stripe on the back of the neck. Both have that feature. There's that serial number that I read to you earlier. Let's look at the John Mayer. No skunk stripe, same tuners. Serial number on the neck plate. Very accurately done. I mean, I kind of like this look a little more. I kind of like that mint colored pickguard on the 64, but I like having a 5-way switch. And the radius on the John Mayer, if we flip it around here, you'll see the radius of the fretboard is 9.5 inch, whereas the 64 has a 7.25. So there are minor differences, but all in all, very well done. This one, I just routed this area out so the customer could get in there with the right angle wrench and adjust his neck relief, the truss rod, when needed. So that was a little modification I did on this John Mayer model. That was the first time service that I provided. I've never done that before, but it turned out pretty good. Be careful if you try that at home though. This celluloid is flammable. If you get it hot enough, it'll burst into flames. Which one do you guys like better? Let me know. Well, keep in mind this one will probably go for 20 grand. I'll take that one. I'm going to loosen the strings, and I'm going to grab my screw gun, battery powered, with a Phillips head tip right here. And I'm going to put the torque on 3 and the drill's in reverse. Just going to back them out 1/16 of an inch. And I'm going to see if the neck will. It's pretty sloppy. I'm going to try to hold it like that and tighten them back up. I'm going to turn the torque down to 1. It didn't help. I guess it needs to go the other way. It needs to go towards the treble side. I was wrong. I always get mixed up. It needs to go this way towards the treble side. The reason I hold it like this, there's a reason for that, you know. This bench has this scooped out area. We've got the strap button and the tremolo kind of dangling here, so when you set it on a flat bench, these things always get in the way, so I always have a habit of working over here on this one. And since I'm going to need to push the neck and hold it towards the treble side, I have to do the screw gun with my left hand. That did the trick. It's nice and centered now. Well, let's see, as I go tightening these, will one of these screws pull it back out of whack? If so, there's something else I need to do. Nope, so far so good. Yes, easy fix. It's just a matter of aligning the neck and holding it kind of in place while I tighten the screws. So let's get the strings back up to tension and set it up. That's what you like to see on a neck. Okay. Second of February 1964. Sweet! Well, now that the string alignment's good, I plugged it in to see how she sounded. In Houston, we have a problem right up here. Little buzzy. As I go up further, it gets buzzier and buzzier. This fret is too high. You can actually see it's come up out of the slot. We'll have to see if we can get that to sit back down into the slot. Not so bad on the other strings. Just this bass side over here. Quite a gap there. See if we can tap it back down. It went down and it came back up. Did you see that? I'll try to glue it down. So what I do is I take a little Johnson's paste wax and I wax, try not to jam it right down under the crown, But I just wax around the area, just in case the super glue squeezes out or shoots out accidentally. I use the StewMac number 10, and I just see if we can get a little in there. Get a little on either side. Then I wipe up the excess. And then I press it down. Give it a little tap. Give it a little accelerator. I even have the StewMac liquid accelerator. I'll get a little on there because it's heavy duty stuff. A little tappy tap. Just kind of hold it there for a minute. That was a lot of accelerator, so hopefully that keeps it in place forever. Seems like it's seated. A little feeler gauge there, 3 thou. No go. No go with the 3 thou, so if it's still buzzy I can file off a little mass off the top of it. Let's see what happens. Alright, let's put some new strings on her and give her a sound check. I used to live right next to this factory where this was built. I mean, the factory was gone long before I lived there, but it was in, I lived in Anaheim off of East Street. And if you take East Street north into Fullerton, it becomes Raymond Avenue, and that's where the old Fender factory was. I lived on Evergreen Street, which was in between East Street and State College. And State College it's called State College because it's Fullerton State College up there. And also, if you go up there off of State College right now, you can hit Fender Avenue, which is where the G&L factory is. I don't know why these strings aren't coming through. I might have to take the back plate off this. It's one of those! Oh, Jesus. Yeah. I lived on Evergreen and Lincoln Avenue. And old Fender factory. What a pain in the rump you gotta take this plate off every time you want to change the strings. That's the way it goes sometimes. Let's see what kind of springs we got in here. There's a look at the whole guitar. The guitar, the whole guitar, and nothing but the guitar. Yep, 5 springs, just like the John Mayer. I only use 3 springs. I like a little more sloppy feel in my Strat. I noticed something interesting about this paint job. The overspray from the sunburst is all over here. Little specks. Little speckles. You see that? It's all speckly. Oops. Those were the days, 1999 through 2007. I lived there in Anaheim. Angel Stadium, Disneyland, House of Blues. We had the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim. The Pond, we called that arena. Now it's called the Honda Center. All that stuff. You could ride your bike. Yeah, I could ride my bike down, watch an Angels game. I still root for them. We used to have Tim Salmon, now we got Mike Trout. Almost there. We're there, dude. Let's hear old John Mayer, see how he sounds. This one has 10s on it.